Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you how to prepare Irish moss because it is something that needs a couple steps of preparation. I'll show you how I do it, give you the tips that I've learned, the mistakes that I've made, and also tell you where I get it. So first, as you can see here, I get mine from Natural Zing. A lot of raw food companies carry it, but you just want it to look like this kind of light whole stuff here, which I'll get it out of the bag. And that's, hold on. So this is how it looks here in its whole form. As you can see, it's really dirty, but covered with a lot of sand and sometimes other seaweed and pebbles from the bottom of the sea where it's found. So what you need to do is soak the Irish moss and rinse it really, really well. And you'll notice it'll go from this dark color here to this white light color here. And this has been soaking for I think like a day or so. You can soak it for like 3 or 4 hours, and basically it'll just double or quadruple in size and turn this white color. So you soak it in water, spring water preferably, and then rinse it really well until you get all of the sand and all of the particles off of it. Then the next step is you want to put it obviously in your blender so that you can blend it up. Now, one thing that I learned, one mistake that I made, is that you'll notice here I have a pair of scissors. Now what I like to do is take this big chunk here and chop it into very small bits like that. Now I used to not do this, and what happened was one of these little strands got wrapped around the bottom of my blender. They got wrapped around the blade and ended up breaking my blender, and I had to buy a new case or a new container for my blender. It was like $60, which is not a big deal, but being without a blender for a week is a big deal if you're someone who makes a lot of liquid beverages. So you really, to prevent that, now I chop mine Irish moss into very small pieces like this, if not smaller, so that it won't get stuck around the blade. So I'm going to chop the rest of this up and then show you the next step in the process. Alright, so I've chopped up my Irish moss into small pieces, and I've added about 20 ounces of water. I don't know, I just eyeball it. Do about 2.5 parts water to 1 part Irish moss. So now I'm going to take this and blend it up into a gel, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've blended up the Irish moss for about 50 seconds, and you can see it's formed this thick gelatinous substance. Now I'm just going to pour this into a bowl, and I'm going to need to use a spatula and scoop all that out, because as you can see there's some that's obviously going to be stuck to the side. So I'm going to take this gel and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it sit for, I don't know, an hour or half an hour, just until it gets cold, until it hardens up. And then it's ready to use. It's ready to add to your drinks, to whatever raw food creations. I know people are making pies and cakes and all kinds of cool things out of this stuff. I haven't experimented too much with it other than using it in drinks. But to recap, you have your whole Irish moss, and then you take it, put it in a bowl of water, let it soak for 4 to 24 hours. Rinse it really, really well before you blend it up. Make sure you get all the sand off of it. Then chop it up into little pieces, add it to your blender, add about 2.5 parts water, blend it up, and you're left with this thick, mucilaginous, gelatinous substance here that you can then use however you like. And it'll last for weeks in the refrigerator. It'll last for a long time. It won't go bad. It's a seaweed, it's high in minerals, and it will preserve itself. So that is how you prepare and use Irish moss. And if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.